Good morning and welcome to Sunday. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith here at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with another edition of your weather hazard briefing for Southeast Idaho. Our really awesome weekend continues. We will see some increasing clouds over the course of the day today, particularly as you get into this afternoon, but still dry, still quiet, not a lot of wind out there, and mild daytime temperatures continue with readings topping out in the mid-40s to the mid-50s. And we're still looking at precipitation with our next storm holding off until at least after sunset, but for most of you, probably not until well after midnight tonight for that spreading into Southeast Idaho. So again, another awesome day under high pressure for anyone who is interested in those milder temperatures we've been seeing as of late. Not a lot has changed with this next storm system. Rain and snow, again, arriving tonight into Monday morning. High temperatures will be about 10 degrees cooler as we progress through Monday and Tuesday with this system in the area. Looking at maybe some slick travel, some slick spots on the roadways for some of the highways, and especially some of the mountain passes, almost exclusively across the southern and eastern highlands. So we're talking south of Interstate 86, well east of Interstate 15 as you get into, for example, the big holes down across Caribou County, Blackfoot Reservoir, down into the Bear River Range. And that'll be from the Monday morning through about the Tuesday morning time frame with the system working through. Not going to be a huge system, not going to be a lot of accumulation out of this. And in fact, we'll see some mixed rain and snow depending on elevation. But doesn't take much snow to get some slick travel on some of the highways there, and that'll be the corridor that we'll be watching most closely here. Taking a look at the next 5 days here on the risk outlook, again, nothing going on today. Beautiful mild weather continuing for everyone across our forecast area. And then active weather arrives on Monday, and you see that we have at least some minor risk here as we go out through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as well. Few changes we're noting here. First, we have highlighted the Southeast Highlands now with a moderate risk, and really the reason for that is mostly the Bear River Range as far as travel impacts. Looking like places like Immigration Summit over about a 24-hour period could pick up about 6 inches of snow, give or take. Looks like we will see some slick travel, and it's a pretty major highway down there. Rest of the region, though, fairly minor impacts. Some rain showers, some snow showers, some breezy conditions here from portions of the eastern Magic Valley into the South Hills. We've added that here to the chart. Also, as you get up into portions of the Central Mountains, a lot of this as you go up in elevation. So there may be some hints of some blowing snow here or there. But as I'll show you graphically here in just a moment, most of the stronger winds are not going to overlap with that area across the southern and eastern highlands where we'll see the most significant accumulations. So that is good news. Tuesday, I'd really love to say we're kind of clearing it out here. You can see some holes appearing in the weather risk outlook. Really looking like a break for most of the region, particularly as you get into the afternoon. So maybe some lingering snow showers. I've added question marks here for most of our zones. Magic Valley into the Wood River area and the Sawtooth area, so our western portions of our forecast area, probably dry for most of the day, and most areas trending drier as we get into Tuesday afternoon and evening, kind of in between systems before we move back into some rain and snow as we get into Wednesday and Thursday here. Right now looking fairly light, maybe increasing in coverage as we go into Wednesday evening into Thursday. So we'll continue to watch timing on that. Still no watches, warnings, or advisories in effect locally. It'll be a bit breezier here from Boise down across the Treasure Valley, west of Twin Falls. So there will be some wind out that way. Be a little breezier in our area too, but values not as strong as what they're going to see a little bit further west here along the interstate. And we are watching the Bear River Range here in Immigration Summit, maybe meeting winter weather advisory criteria for some of that snowfall. And you can see those advisories are in effect out of our Salt Lake office here as you get down into some of the mountains of northeastern Utah. Other than that, no alerts in effect here for travel. If you remember the satellite picture yesterday, you'll notice we certainly have more clouds on our doorstep as we open up the morning here. Fairly clear skies here across the immediate Southeast Idaho forecast area. Just a few little wisps drifting through. But you can see out here over Oregon, Northern California, northwestern Nevada that we do have some cloud cover starting to build ahead of that next system. And again, we'll see that moving in here as we go over the course of the afternoon into the evening hours today. Nothing on radar this morning, so still dry there with high pressure still in place. And again, if we look at the winter storm severity index here, no winter storm impacts of any kind expected today across southeast Idaho. High temperatures this afternoon may be gaining a degree or two over yesterday, so we're still looking at readings here for everyone well into the 40s, and you can see here across the eastern Magic Valley into the Raft River region, eastward to Pocatello and Blackfoot, there will again be some low to mid 50s here by the time we get into the afternoon hours. Even with that cloud cover creeping in and maybe a little less sunshine with time, going to be another nice mild day out there across the region. So going into Monday, our storm is in place, and this map here, our Winter Storm Severity Index, doing a fairly good job at shading the areas where we have the best potential for at least some light snow sticking to roadways here and there for maybe a bit of time under the heavier showers. You can see not much going on up the Snake Plain corridor, and in fact, during the day, particularly below about 5,500 feet elevation, we will see rain mixing in with the warmer daytime temperatures. Really not expecting much snow out of this system at all either up across the Central Mountains, so not much news for you up there. But as you get into the big holes here, just south of Driggs and then down across the rest of the southern and eastern highlands, there's some potential minor impacts here with some winter driving conditions at times, again, for a few of the highways and the mountain passes. Again, not a huge event as far as impacts go, but it doesn't take much snow to create some slick spots there on the roadways. High temperatures on Monday, losing about 10 degrees. So only 46 for Twin Falls and 45 for Burley, a little bit different than what we're seeing today. And a few spots like Soda Springs and Montpelier not quite hitting 40 degrees for your Monday forecast. Here's an updated look at snowfall, too, for this system. This is from Monday morning into Tuesday morning, about a 24-hour period. And we noted, looking at all the data this morning, not much change from what we showed you yesterday. Maybe a very slight increase in snowfall totals here in the Bear River Range. Anywhere you see the yellow or orange shading, we're talking about 6 inches or more as you get up there in elevation. But like we noted here, Snake Plain corridor, eastern Magic Valley, very little, maybe a light coating under some of the heavier showers, particularly at night when it might be snowfall for precip type. Not much accumulating here at all across the Central Mountains, and even up to Island Park, generally only expecting a light coating to maybe an inch or two, depending on how many snow showers you see up in that area. Rest of the southern and eastern highlands here, anywhere from about an inch, again, to about 4 or 5 inches at some of the peaks, and then just a little bit more in the Bear River Range. So again, not a big snow producer compared to many of the systems that we've already seen this season here in southeast Idaho. We'll touch on the wind, too. We will see breezier, not terribly windy, but breezier conditions as we go into Monday afternoon, extending into the first part of Monday night. What you're seeing here is sustained wind values. You can see the direction is generally out of the north or northwest, depending on where you're located. Here's those stronger sustained winds here as you head out toward Mountain Home and portions of the Treasure and Magic Valleys, where that wind advisory is in effect. But as you head east into our forecast area, we're highlighting here portions of the Central Mountains, the Montana border, particularly as you get up to the peaks and ridge lines for stronger winds. But look down here across the south and east. Other than Cassia County looking a bit breezy, particularly in the terrain, we're not seeing widespread strong winds here overlapping with the heavier snowfall down here in the southern and eastern highlands. So there's always a few spots out there, depending on terrain, that may see some light blowing and drifting. But overall, for our transportation partners, not looking like a big issue as far as blowing snow on the highways. Advance forward here, period from about 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Similar areas here, continuing to see some breezy conditions as we go into Monday evening. High temperatures Tuesday, very similar, not a big trend here, not a lot of cold air coming in behind the system. You can see most places are getting up at least to the mid-30s with some mid to upper 40s creeping in here from Boise down the Magic Valley into the Burley area. And again, Tuesday is looking lighter and lighter. Most of the day may be a break between systems as far as precipitation is concerned across our forecast area here in southeast Idaho. Wednesday, very similar temperatures as well. Starting to see an increase again in precipitation chances as we go into Wednesday afternoon and Thursday. And that's what we're looking at here. Again, enjoy the one final day of these mild temperatures and dry conditions. Active week ahead, although, again, nothing looking terribly impactful as far as heavy snow or strong winds. Just be on alert for some slick travel possible on a few of those highways and mountain passes particularly Monday morning into Tuesday morning across the southern and eastern highlands. That's it for your hazard briefing this morning. If you have questions, comments, concerns, our contact information is shown here on this slide. And everyone have a wonderful Sunday.